not muted, banners on, good to go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of WIP Wednesday Live, episode 19. And tonight we're working on hopefully finishing up this Mandarin figure that I've been working on, that I have been loving. Ooh. I still have a bit of work to do, but I think I should be able to get through a good chunk of it. I'm also working on this Siryn head for the new Marvel Legends. I'll show a better picture of it once I turn the desk cam on. A Siryn head too, so that's what I'm doing tonight. So if I see we got one person here, Quebec Dio, what's up? How's it going? He says, let's go. If you are just joining us on a replay, please hit that like button. It really helps out. Obviously, if you're not subscribed, please do that as well. Don't have everything here. My list. So just a couple things to kind of go over. Next week, I'm unsure if I'm going to be having a show. After I finish this last custom off and my secret one that I'm working on for Summer Swap, I have to take a break because I have to start doing my shelves. So my hope is that by this time next week, I will be working on a shelf. The only problem is I'm scheduled to start at the very top, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to figure out a way to get my webcam that high up. So I don't think I will be able to do a live stream if I am working on that top shelf, but if I can somehow make it work, I will. I'll communicate it through the week as I go along. But yeah, so starting in next week, if I don't have a show, then I'm going to be taking another week off because I'm going to be out of town. But then I'll jump back mid-June and pick up Wednesday nights again, and I'll be doing something, whether it's shelves or customs. But yeah, I really need to focus my energy on these shelves because I have about 80 figures that I have to fit into this. So yeah, we need to get on that shit. So okay, so I'm going to turn the desk cam on. And yeah, we're good. And I think I'm going to go solo on desk because no one really needs to watch me customize. So yeah, so we got Star Wars Celebration over the next couple days, so we should be seeing some new Star Wars stuff. I know today we saw Reva, I think her name is, or as it's the third sister for the Inquisitors. That's going to be in that Obi-Wan show. They showed a Black Series figure of her. Thought she looked pretty good. My buddy Octagon Customs mentioned that he thought the torso looked too squat. He's like, I can't unsee it. And then once he said it, I'm like, it kind of is a little bit squat. You fucker. You ruined it for me. Okay, so I'm going to start with the thing that's missing the most on this, which is the black. So this part here on the torso and this, and this and this on the torso, and then the collar all need to get done in black. So does the trim of his skirt. Sorry, trim of his skirt and trim of the flap, not the middle part. So yeah, got a little bit of stuff to do, and I'm doing the rest of this stuff with a paintbrush versus an airbrush, just for precision's sake. I know that some people can get really precise with their airbrush, but I'm not one of those people. So yeah. So I have just a piece of parchment here, which I use to water down paints. A lot of my paints are already watered down just from many years of thinning them out, using what I need to, pouring the rest back into the bottle. But not all of them are, so you want to make sure that your paints are pretty thin if you're going to brush them on. You don't want them to get chalky looking, where you get them to the point where they're too thick. So I like to basically just keep a shot glass of water where I'm painting, and I wet the brush, and then I dip it into the paint, and then I kind of splotch it on a parchment paper, which doesn't absorb, so I can kind of go back and take from it. You know, I used to do it with a paper towel, but it just absorbs everything, so you kind of like all the paint you blotch away you can't really use. So because I'm painting, let's see if I'm trying to get a better camera view here. I might have to do something like that. So yeah, so I'm really enjoying working on this figure. It's been a lot of fun. I kind of have you can usually tell when I'm enjoying a figure based on how quickly I get it finished. You guys have been getting a lot of updates on this one because I can't show the other ones I'm working on at the moment. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this is looking. I think it's looking really good. Oh, nice. Hello, Marcus E. Thanks for coming back. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to switch brushes here because, well, maybe I won't have to. Let's see how good of a cut I can get. Problem is I don't want to screw up on that yellow, because getting black off of yellow is not a good time. So I'm being risky here. I need to stop doing that. Let's move some of the stuff around here. My desk isn't really set up optimal for painting. Let's get this a little bit closer. This is my water cup. Let's move this paint out of my way so I don't knock it over. And where did my magnifying glasses go? I have to use these magnifying things because my eyes aren't good anymore. So I think I can use this brush. It's got a pretty nice tip on it. And this is all just straight lines. So again, I'm just watering down that paint a bit, just so I can get a nice clean up on it. I think I'm gonna have to get in there with a finer brush, but that's okay. There we go. Have to go and check out fellow Canadian Toying Around put out a new video today, and it's the first of a new series he's doing where he hunts and documents it with one of his buddies in all our Toys R Us stores. And yeah, looks like the production value looks really good on it. So Marcus E says, I took your advice and put the figure torsos in the freezer after heating them up. It didn't work the first time, but I'm trying it again. Gonna check in the morning. Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah, so like I don't even heat them up. I leave them in the freezer and then I pop them. So I actually, since we're on that topic again, it's not something I do a lot, but when I do pop torsos, I use one of these. So I don't actually know what the proper name for these are. I want to call it a nail set. But basically what it is it's like, what its actual use is it's meant to like countersink nails. So you would like put it on a nail head and then hit it with a hammer and it would sink into the ground, into the whatever you're nailing into. But I use this to pop out peg holes or pegs out of arms and legs, because it's like not sharp. I mean, it can be still pretty dangerous if you're putting a lot of force on it, but I use it to pop out peg holes. I actually just shot a video last night on how to take apart pinless elbows and shoulders and stuff. And I use this as like a pry tool as well. So I got it, like they're dirt cheap. I think I got like a 3-pack from Walmart for like $5 or something. So yeah, I recommend these. They're good. And what I basically do is I just drill a hole just the size of enough that I can kind of squish this in, and then I just push it into the torso, and I don't force it through. I kind of just start using the edge to kind of just pry one side open, and usually it just kind of pops. So yeah, message me if you're struggling with it. We can talk it through. I'm not the best at it either, but I've been having way more success since I've been freezing instead of heating. So Collector Express says, "Oh, nice paint time." Yeah, we're there. We're there. We're right at the end. So yeah, I'm happy that we're finally there. I've even started to do the head. Like you can see, I've already put a couple coats of black on the hair. Skin tones are done. The hands are done. The rings have at least a couple coats of gold for the rings. And then I'm going to go in and do each of the individual stones a different color. What else is done? The feet are done. I don't know if you can pick this up in the picture there, but you can. So instead of doing black on the soles, I ended up going in and doing gold because I did gold for his shoulder pads and his harness on his chest. So I just did that on the feet as well, just to change it up a little bit. And then I also did it on the on his arm rings as well. So the outside parts are matte yellow, but the middle part is a metallic gold. And that'll get muted a little bit when I clear coat it. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking how it's looking. I'm getting pretty damn close. I have the blacks on the torso to do. I have the details in the face. I have more on the hair. But it's coming along pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. So it's nice. It's a good feeling to be close. And as I was saying to everybody, then after I'm done with him, I'm going to move on to finally redoing my collection. I have to redo my display. So tight cut, but that's good. Makes a pretty big difference from it all being green. All right, I really like to use this because it's going to be a perfect width for all the trim I'm about to do here. So I think I'm going to have to do the front side first and then go and do the back after, because I know I'm going to put my hands in it, and if I put my hands in it and track it on this yellow, it's going to be very problematic. And this is too thick, unfortunately. Change brushes. I'll at least get the thick of it out, but it might be good for this one on the bottom though. But for this main one here on the flap, it's too thick. I'm gonna have to go in with a smaller brush. But I can get the majority of the surface covered, and then I'll just cut in. I have watered that down just a bit too much. And again, I'm just trying to get the most of it, like the majority of it. I don't care if I miss a little bit here. I'm gonna cut in after. Oh shit! Oh, okay. So I don't want to ruin the leak, but I'm going to. Clearly, here I go. Did anybody see what that leaked Star Wars HasLab is going to be? That next one? Oh man, I hope for their sake that that's not true, but I saw pictures, so I'm pretty sure it is. I feel like the Star Wars Black team is going to get ripped in fucking half. But we'll find out tomorrow, I think. I think tomorrow is when we're expecting the drop. I think they have a panel tomorrow. Man, this looks way better already. Marcus E says, "Gotcha. I haven't been on social media a lot lately, but I'll try to reach out sometime." Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, don't feel obligated. Just if you get stuck and are frustrated and want to try to work through it, just hit me up. Quebec Diorama says another Rancor. No, it's apparently a third, that Riva, the Inquisitor lightsaber. That's the HasLab, but apparently it's like $500 US. It's like, ooh. It's not the choice. I mean, the choice is weird. I think, especially after the Rancor. Especially after the Rancor fail, I would assume they would have done something a bit safer. And I think safer is probably what people are looking for right now with Star Wars Black Series, anyway. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by the choice, but I apologize for anybody who maybe didn't want that to be spoiled. I guess it's not really like a really serious spoiler or anything, but it is something, so my apologies for just doing it regardless. Whew, this is a tight little... Right, I gotta try to move my camera over a bit more here. I'm not working in the appropriate space. Okay, so there's a couple comments. I'll check them in 1 second. Just want to get this trim done. So when you guys are, if you're ever painting like fine line work like this, having your paint thinned out a bit is really, really helpful. It helps kind of fill in some of the spots that you may miss. You don't want it so thin that it like runs onto everything, but you want it thin enough that you can basically fill a line by kind of just putting your brush on it. Man, I gotta say, when I unmasked this guy, when I unmasked his yellows, I was so surprised that I had no real paint flubs. Usually I fail at masking pretty bad. And I always have to go in and fix it. I only had 2 spots that I had to fix, and they were both very minor. Usually I have at least 1 bad one. Cool. That looks pretty good. Starting to look more. I can't ever get used to. I look at the screen and I fucking. All right. What do we got? Oh yes, we should definitely talk about this. Marcus Yee says, I haven't heard of it, but I have seen the selfie series. Interesting concept, but the execution so far is odd in my opinion. So I'm going to try that selfie series because I am just curious as a customizer what they're doing exactly. I think it's very interesting. Yeah, as my buddy said, I can't imagine that for $60 they're scanning your face and then printing a head. Like they have to have like set heads that they're just face printing what's it called, like a print of your face onto. That has to be what it is. But I will say, for $60 it's intriguing enough for me to try it. So I'm gonna probably try it and just see what it's all about. Do I think it's going to be amazing? No, but I mean, for $60 you probably get what you pay for. So Marcus Yee says, do you have a specific size brush that you like to use for fine detail work, or maybe any micron pens or micro pens? Maybe he meant. I don't. I try to stay away from pens where I can. Unfortunately, my hand is shaky, and the problem with pens is they're a lot harder to cover. So if you make a fuck up, they tend to be a bit more resilient, especially on something like eyes, where you'd be going over it with white. They tend to bleed through. So yeah, I try to stay away from pens. This brush is pretty fine. I don't I'm not gonna lie to you. When it comes to brushes, I'm not a brush snob. I can pretty much work with whatever I have. That being said, I like to keep a nice selection of options for brushes. I have quite a few. Um, Hang on one second. I'll look at exactly what this one says. I think these are called liners, maybe. Oh shit! I put my finger in that too. Okay. Tap on those spots. There we go. Okay, this one is a superstar. It's a 50374. Yeah, that means a lot. What else is that? That was not in any capacity helpful. This is kind of like a more of like a flat brush. I use it a lot for when I'm doing like long, thicker lines. It is a shader, a number 2 shader. So yeah, I don't know much about the names, but yeah, I try to stick to stuff like this. I don't know how much closer I can get because I don't think it's going to really focus. Oh, it did kind of focus. Interesting. That's surprising. Yeah, so this is like pretty damn fine. The other problem for me is I'm notoriously bad at cleaning up after myself, which is surprising because I'm a pretty clean person. But once I'm finished the session, I just want to stop. So I end up ruining a lot of brushes because of my laziness. That's why I don't buy expensive brushes, because I just don't want to have to replace them all the time. All right. I'm just going over this again because when you thin it out, you don't get the coverage quite as nicely. And I do have the torso pulled back here, guys, so that way I can get into the top part where the ab crunch would hide normally. But I just want to make sure it all looks good. But yeah, I probably have to go over this a couple more times. So this is already an airbrush paint, but I find this airbrush paint really thick. So I still thin it out. Whereas stuff like Citadel makes airbrush paints, and I don't really have to, if I'm just applying them to the figure, I actually find that I don't need to thin them out at all. Keep putting my fingers in this nice clean line work down here. Okay, I'm gonna put that back over here for a minute or 5. Put that up. We're gonna throw a couple more coats of black on his head, on his hair. I'm gonna seal that shut for a minute or 5. This is the black I'm using for his hair. This is one of the Citadel Airs. It is Abaddon Black. Marcus E says, exactly. The idea reminds me of Dwayne Shoots Toys videos on printing miniature figures. Maybe Hasbro is doing that, but I don't know what they'll do for people with different hairstyles like me, I guess. Yeah, I didn't even think about the hair, to be honest. That's a really good point. I just immediately was like, oh, yeah, faces. I mean, the thing is there's a potential to do a lot of fun stuff if it actually does work somehow. I'm curious to the process. I hope that they explain exactly how this all goes down, because I'd love to know. So yeah, this stuff I don't have to thin out. It going onto the figure is already very thin. I should probably start by cutting into this hairline first. Let's start by that. Yeah, Dwayne Shoots Toys is so cool, dude. I love his content. I feel him. When he was on, I think it was Kevin's show, the 20 Around show, or maybe it was 20 Amigos. I can't remember. He was on both of them, but he had talked about how the YouTube video component of his projects like really stunt his creativity. And like, dude, I fucking feel that. I'm trying to integrate the whole YouTube process into my own process, like into the creative process, but it's just constantly like, hey man, you don't belong here. You need to go. Which is too bad because I actually enjoy editing videos. I just don't like shooting anything. I don't like being on camera. It's different for WIP Wednesday because it's live and unscripted and no one expects me to be anything of value other than just customizing. So but yeah, when I have to like sit and talk to an audience that's not there, it's fucking real difficult. I struggle with that shit. Like, you know, to shoot like 40 seconds of video takes me like all night. It's bonkers. Bonkers. But that being said, I am working on a video. I'm working on another tutorial, a quick tutorial on dismantling dicks. That sucks. Oh, Quebec Diorama says he has a beard, so I wonder how that's gonna work. Yeah, great point. I'm curious myself. Because my skin tone at this point is so set, like I painted it 2 nights ago, I just got some slop on the head, on the forehead, and all I did was I just cleaned my brush off and then dipped it in water and just kind of brushed it away. And if you catch it while it's still fresh, you can usually do it without too much of a mess. I gotta get that. I'm just going in close to the face so that way I can switch to a thicker brush. Nice. Should probably get his goatee as well, or his mustache, rather. This black is very like watery, so I don't really get good coverage. I have to go over it. Like even the skin tone, I have to go over skin tone on black like 3 or 4 times before it takes. It's very frustrating. But the nice thing about it is my edges will be really soft. Careful. Cool. Yeah. I hope for the Star Wars team that they pull out something that blows people's socks away tomorrow, because I don't want to say they deserve a win because I don't think they've worked for that yet, but you know, I do feel bad for them just constantly getting shit on. Again, understandably so, but like still, they're just doing their jobs. That would suck, especially when you look at like the Marvel Legends team and how close they are with their own fans and their community. It's funny seeing the differences. Oh man, that's a tight cut. Tight cut. Cool. Hey, what up? Matchu Toy says, hey man, just drop in to say hi. Hey, what's up, dude? Everybody, go watch Toying Around's show tomorrow because Matchu Toy is guest. I am going to watch. I'm very excited. And I'm going to continue the hashtag we're not the same person. I remember somebody had asked me if me and Matchu Toy were the same. I'm like, no, we're not the same. We just have a good name. Both of us do. Just conveniently so. So yeah, go check him out on Toying Around tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I made a little slop on the lip, but I don't care that much. Marcus E says, I remember back when Star Wars was primarily 375-inch, and there was a wide range of characters, like we haven't had Hammerhead in Black Series, or even a Droideka. I don't know what that is, but I know what the Hammerhead is. You know, the thing is like, I remember when Black Series first came out, they talked about it only really housing like the heavy hitters. But the thing is over the years, they've done all the heavy hitters. So now you need to fill the line in with other shit. And now that they have that, like, that's the part I don't get is like, I understand the repaint part for sure. I understand, especially right now with things being what they are, you need to recoup your losses to a degree. I get that. But like, talk about missed opportunities. Like, they never take advantage of like anniversaries or, you know, I mean, I guess we just got Phantom Menace stuff. It was the anniversary of that this year. I think we got them last year though. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of characters missing for sure. It's just the weirder part to me about the repaints is that the Black Series was not based off of a repaint system. Like, I remember when they first came out, like, majority of the figures were not reuse. They were original sculpts. Like, obviously where it made sense, like if you had like a what's it called, like a stormtrooper and a sand trooper, they would reuse pieces because, like, you know, they're the same, so it does make sense. But yeah, I don't get it. Matthew twice said, yeah, I had to explain that to my friend. See, not the same person. How could that be if he is chatting and I'm reading his comments? Marcus, you said, right, I'm glad they're slowly doing more Jedi, though. Ayla Secura is one I'm excited about, but I'm also preparing for disappointment. Yeah, I don't know her. She's the blue Twi'lek, right? I think she's blue. I might be wrong, but yeah, I mean, the thing is like, I buy the Jedis because, like, even though I don't have a shit ton of attachment to a lot of them, they just look great in a big old army. So, like, I love it. So I have like a shelf of Jedis and clones just all intermixed, and they look sick, man. So yeah, I'll most likely pick up most of the Jedis. You know, I think my biggest want on the Jedi side right now is Mundy Kid. Can't remember his name. The guy with the big head, the big long weird thumb head, or whatever the fuck that is. But yeah, I think he'd be cool. And again, you know, most of the stuff's already there. He just needs a new head, and I don't think he has like 2 fingers or anything like that. But again, even if they had to do new hands and shit, it wouldn't really be end of the world. Yeah, I don't know. I hope for the Black Series that they can pull out a win, but you know, I don't feel confident. That's for fucking sure. Definitely don't feel confident. They don't really seem to get what everyone's looking for. It seems like they're pretty lost. So I hope for their sake that they can work that shit out. Yeah. But I do worry about if that lightsaber is indeed the HasLab, and that price point of $500 is legit, dude, I think that people are gonna fucking riot. And I think, you know, and it's on Celebration too. Like, guys, come on, pick something that makes a bit more sense. I know you're trying to celebrate Obi-Wan Kenobi, I get that, but good lord. Dangerous grounds. Has Star Wars announced that they were going plastic-less yet in packaging? I know that the scanning figures, the scan my head figures, say it, plastic-less packaging. But have they actually announced that the main line is going plastic-less? Because I know that the Reva or whatever her name is, the third sister from Obi-Wan that they showed her in package and she was still in a window, so made me wonder if they're waiting a bit longer, or I'm curious. I can't even. I'm so surprised by the packageless, the packaging, plasticless packaging. Bleh. I understand why they're doing it, but yeah, I mean, it's like a guaranteed way to stop people from buying doubles. Yeah, interesting. There we go. We're getting pretty close on that black. I'm gonna have to tone it down. So what I'm gonna do is once I get the base color where I want it, I'm gonna go in and dry brush a little bit of gray and a little bit of navy blue in there. And that should tone it down a bit so it's not so fucking bold. It's very bold and it's gonna stand out like crazy on this body. Oh, I guess. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. I like it. Oh, I can take these off probably now too. I masked the shoulder pegs so that way I could keep them green because the shoulders are green. Nice. The contrast on the gold and green is so nice. It pops like crazy. And I'm pretty excited. I have a bunch more, unfortunately secret, but I have a bunch more projects that are coming up that I am so fucking excited for. There's one in particular that I'm doing for my buddy Draven. I can't say what it is, but oh man, I am super fucking pumped. I can't wait to make it. It's going to be really funny. Take a little tea break here. Put a lid on that shit so it stays warmer since it's starting to die on me. Okay, so we're going to go back to the black on the skirt now. So we're going to turn this one on. Actually, before we... No, let's do that. Let's do that one. Oh, just going back a little bit here. Marcus says, yep, she's the blue one. Last one I was excited for was Cosca Reeves, and it was mediocre in my opinion. Yeah, I understand. I get you. That's the thing with Black Series these days for me is like, it's not that I don't love Star Wars. It's that it's the first time that I actually maxed out dollar wise on a figure where I'm like, I can't justify spending that much on this figure because I just don't feel like dollar for dollar it's worth what I'm giving. That's the first time that has ever happened to me where I was just like, I don't really see the value in this. And it totally turned me off the whole line. It's like even today it was just like whatever. It is what it is. I'm just gonna go in and tidy this up here. I need to make it uniform. I can see some soft edges on the yellow where I had airbrushed and masked. It's a spot that I clearly did not fix. So just going in and doing that now. I was a little bummed today. I went to work, visited a couple stores, found out one of my best bakery managers is leaving. I was so disappointed. Such a bummer. Hate when you lose good people. You know? All right. Man, this guy's gonna pop like crazy once I clear coat him. I've been using Pledge floor varnish for a clear coat. I do like a matte finish and then I do the Pledge over top of it. And it like brings the colors to life. It's amazing. It's looking pretty sweet. Oh, interesting. Marcus says Kiadi Mundi, that's his name, the big thumbhead guy. Quebec Diorama says, did you pre-order Morph? I did. I actually pre-ordered 2. I'm going to keep one as is, and I'm going to repaint one to go with my non-cell shaded version. I'm also going to change out his arms. I don't love those arms, those single jointed jacket arms. Not really for me. I've been saving a pair of arms from the MCU Peggy Carter Captain America World War I Captain America 2-pack. He has a pair of like bomber jacket arms with double jointed elbows. I'm going to swap those out and then just repaint the vest and the jacket arms so I can get rid of the cell shading. I love on Morph, I love the new leg sculpt though. Looks great. Pinless, it's sculpted on straps, finally. Those floating things fucking suck. Marcus E says, would an X-Wing be a better option or maybe an AT-AT? I think either of those would be a better option. I mean, the thing is, like I don't have space to ever put vehicles in my collection, but an X-Wing would be very, very, very challenging to pass up. I would almost consider buying it and put it in my office at work because I just love X-Wings. And if it was Luke's X-Wing, it'd be even better. Like, don't give me Poe's. I mean, that's fine. I probably wouldn't buy a Poe X-Wing, but I would definitely, I would have a very difficult time turning down a Luke X-Wing, for sure. That would be a challenging thing to do. Okay. So yeah, I'm doing the same thing on this part of the skirt that I was doing on the skirt part, the front flap. I'm just getting the majority of the part I'm doing. I'm gonna cut in on the edge with a thinner brush so that way I don't do any irreparable damage. Especially with I mean, the yellow would suck too, but the green is also a mix of a couple colors. I don't want to try to capture that again. That would be a pain in the ass. So a little bit of water. Let's get that nice and thinned out. Cool. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to watch Obi-Wan. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. I tried to rewatch all the the prequel movies this week, or started last week, but I didn't get very far. I got through Phantom Menace and about half of Attack of the Clones. And then I stopped. Not intentionally, just because I was busy doing other shit. But yeah. Cool. This is looking good. Okay, that's a good. I did go all the way around. So before I start cutting in, I'm going to let that dry because I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to put my hands in it. It's going to be a fucking mess. I might as well keep these on because I'm going to need them. So we're going to work on Siryn's face a bit next. So I'll kind of tell you guys where I'm at with Siryn. Let me just clean these brushes off and check a couple more. Oh, we didn't finish. So Quebec Diorama says the Legends packaging is ugly. Yeah, I think they definitely could have done a better job with the... Yeah, I don't love it. They'll find their groove on that. I don't doubt that. I think they'll find the look they're looking for. It just sucks to not be able to see. It won't stop me from buying, but I just don't think it's a good idea. Marcus Yee says, that's kind of my experience with Lightning Collection. As much as I love Power Rangers, and the line is better than most, some decisions and QC issues make me be more selective. Yeah, I definitely get you on the QC. They're weird for that, eh? They can't seem to get it under control, which is a shame. You know, I love the Lightning Collection. I'm not an all-in guy. I'm Mighty Morphin based pretty close. I wouldn't say I'm exclusively, like I got Zeo, but I guess I kind of associate Zeo with Mighty Morphin. It's kind of like the next thing, right? But yeah, I definitely get it. There's some QC concerns in a big way. Like my biggest frustration with the Zeo is like Kimberly has black soles on her feet, but the other 4 don't, or the other 5 don't. You know, the Mighty Morphin, the belts aren't all painted the same. You know, like Zeo Blue, his whites are like way more vibrant than everybody else's. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I definitely agree. I kind of can look past it only because I look at what we were getting before with the Bandai stuff. And I'm like, good fucking Lord. At least it's better than that. I'll take QC issues, but it shouldn't be the issue that it is. I agree. Quebec Diorama says, I hope they do an X-Team wave in their yellow costumes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The training uniforms, the blue and yellow, like Morph wears. I honestly think them modeling those legs is basically them saying you're gonna get training costume X-Men. That's how I'm taking it. So Quebec Diorama says, I wish I could customize figures. It looks so cool. Have you ever tried? You should try if you haven't tried. You never know if you don't try. And if you're already doing diorama stuff, then okay, so Siryn's head. So the hair is almost done. I'm going to hit it with one more dry brush of a lighter color just to kind of bring up a little bit more, but this is already 3 different colors in a wash. This is, I've gone through majority of, the last thing I have to do is a little bit of this. Is this my last step? Yeah. Ryan flesh. And this one, Cadian. Cadian's here, right? Cadian flesh. So these are my last 2 for the face before. So right now, I'm just going to lighten her skin tone a bit. She's a little tan for being an Irish lassie. So I'm going to get the old dry brushing brushes out. I got these cool brushes from Green Stuff World. They're meant for dry brushing, and they're very, very cool. They soften the dry brush so it's not so heavy. They're like makeup brushes, actually, is what they kind of remind me of. All right. And this will just help me tone down some of the heavy kind of tanning she has. Look, she kind of has here. Have you guys ever seen, has anybody ever watched the show Barry? I've been watching, it's an HBO show. It's really fucking good. My wife and I have been watching it the last week or so. Quebec Diorama says, yeah, but I hate the preparation. I asked if he had ever customized a figure, and he said, yeah, but he hates the prep. Yeah, I hate the prep too. I joined the club. Fucking sucks. It's the only thing I don't, that's not the only thing I don't like about customizing. That would also be a lie, but it's one of the main things I hate about it. I hate prep, but it's a necessary evil, so. I'm going to put in a, where's my black wash? So my usual way of doing eyes is I fill the eye socket, I do black, and then I do white, and I leave a very, very fine line of black. For the record, all of my words here are just what I think I'm actually doing. In most cases, I'm not as successful as I talk, so bear with that. So I usually do black, and then I do an off-white. I try to stay away from pure white just because it looks fake. If you want a more natural-looking eye, I suggest doing like an off-white or like a cream. And then I'll do a black circle in the middle, and then I'll do whatever color, if it's blue or green. I think she's green, I'll have to double check. And then I do another black, and then I do a little white. So it's kind of like a multi-step process. So instead of doing black paint for the initial run, to keep it thinned out a bit more, I've switched to using a wash. It takes to the lines a lot better. So like I don't have to worry about it being sloppy as much, because the nature of the wash being what it is it kind of fills in wherever you kind of put your paintbrush. So yeah, I don't really have to worry as much about being sloppy. I mean, obviously I just was sloppy, of course, but well, the good thing about wash is it's just like water, so you can just kind of rub it off. Let's get rid of that with a little bit of water. There we go. Very cool. I probably will have to do a little bit of repair on that spot, but that is very normal for me. And it doesn't really matter too much if you make a mess inside the eye. You just want to make sure you're not making it outside of the eye. When it's inside the eye, it's going to get covered anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Cool. So that's what I got. I'm also going to do the inside of the mouth, because I'm going to throw some pink paint in there to kind of that looks satanic. Okay. I'm just going to try to clean up. There's one little spot that I made a mess on here. So that's the nice thing about wash, is you can get most of your mistakes off relatively simply. It's not really going to hurt anything. There we go. Looks good. Looks good. Lips are a little sloppy, but it's not going to matter because I have to paint it anyway. We'll let that all dry real nice and good. Let's do this last dry brushing on this hair and we can say it's done. It's really nice to have all you guys joining me again this week. Thank you guys for doing this. It's very appreciated. Collector Express says, one of my favorite red hair paint jobs for a final touch. Oh, one of my favorite red hair paint jobs for a final touch. I just mixed a tiny bit of gold with orange and dry brushed it on as highlights. I kind of like that. I think I might have a change of plans. That actually sounds pretty good. Let's try that. Thanks, Collector Express. For anybody who doesn't check out Collector Express, check out his channel. He does this, but with more people, and he does it on Sundays. So check him out. We'll have to set up. You're always here. You should come and do this one day. We should set that up. When I come back to doing WIP Wednesdays, after I'm done my shelves, we should set that up. Because you're here anyways. So you might as well. Okay. So for the hair, I prefer to use a regular bristle brush rather than like the makeup style brush, because I like to have the I'd like it to not look so smoothly integrated. into the hair. Okay. Oh, I'm just trying to mix a little bit of gold with this orange. Boop. Just do a little mixy mix. I feel like maybe a little bit more gold, just to make sure that metallic is there. There we go. So for anybody who, I guess you can see. Cool. Okay. So, ooh, it's kind of metallic-y. Ooh, you can see it really vividly when you apply it. That metallic. My buddy and I were just talking about using metallics on hair. SH Figure Arts used to do that a lot. I don't know if they still do or not, but they used to do it a lot. And sometimes it was not good, but sometimes it's great. My buddy had just done it. He did an old man Captain Wolf from Star Wars Rebels. And he did the hair with silver and then dry brushed some white over top of it. And he's like, looks really good. It pops like crazy. And so I'm just hitting this very, very lightly. There's not a lot of paint on my brush. And ideally, oh man, it does really, really pop. Just brings all the edges out like crazy. Good call, sir. That looks sharp. Just looking at, yeah. Actually, you can really see it in this. Like, there's no way you can't see that. I can see it on my screen. So that looks dope. Thanks for the suggestion, man. That looks really good. Going back to catch up. Marcus E says, I haven't, but Bill Hader is wicked talented. We're talking about Barry. Yes, he's very talented. I'm a big Bill Hader fan. And this is no exception. He writes and I think directs some of it. So it's cool. It's really good. I recommend it. The first couple episodes took me a few to get into, but once I got going, it was good. Quebec Diorama says, I can't paint eyes. I tried. It's so hard. Yeah, man. Dude, I've been doing this for 7-8 years and I'm just getting good at it. I wouldn't even call myself good at it. I'm passable. I look at people like Christina Conan and Mike Perez and I'm just like, how do you guys do that? And then even like JMC or JMS buddy, I never remember his name, but the guy who does I've pimped his page on mine so many times. He's insane. He's so talented. Collector Expresses. That's how I start my eyes as well. Yeah, see? Great minds. Think alike. Marcus E says, I saw someone use water slide decals for eyes, and I saw Robo doing it for his Gandalf. I bought some, but haven't tried it yet. Yeah, I have a friend who also uses water slides for eyes, and to be honest with you, they look great. So I don't think there's anything wrong with using a water slide if you can get it to work. I've had mixed results with water slides, not eyes. I've never tried eyes, but yeah. I think if you can get it to work, they do work, so do it. I'm assuming that Collector Expresses, yeah, that sounds great, is to having you come on the show. So we'll have to set that up. We'll connect offline, off this anyway. The gold gives it the look of sunlight passing through the hair. Yeah, if you even just looking at it on the screen here, like that pops. Matchy Toy says that looks great on camera. So there you go, guys. If you're ever doing like a red hair or red head to kind of give it that big old shine, just a little bit of, well, I did 50-50. I probably maybe did a bit more on the gold. As you can see, you can see it really well here on where I dry brushed. It shimmers. It's nice. It looks good. That was a great idea. I'm going to throw one more coat of black on the hair, then I can start doing that, and then I'm going to move over to the rings, and then I'm going to jump back to the... this is just going to be a big game of just jumping back and forth from one thing to the next, so you'll have to bear with me here. That's pretty much how this goes when I get to this point in the process. Is I just constantly am like, all right, I'm going to do this for a bit. I'm going to switch to this and do this. I'm going to have to clean up this hairline a little bit. But it is what it is. I would probably have to with the dry brushing anyways. Dry brushing tends to get a little bit messy sometimes. And again, I'm not watering this paint down because it's airbrush paint, so it's already watered down to be able to pass through an airbrush. Okay, there we go. That should be enough, and then I can start doing the dry brushing. I'm really happy with how this hair came together. I was definitely expecting it to turn out way worse. Hair is another one of my not strong suits. Try to avoid it wherever I can. All right. Hey everybody. Sorry for the interruption. I just realized when I took my laptop off my thing, I never charged it. I forgot to plug it in, so it died. So now I'm just going to plug it in, and hopefully we're just going to start right back up. But until then, I'll leave this camera on. Hopefully that is going to be good enough. Can you guys still hear me? Let's see if comments are still going. Comments, there you go. If you guys can still hear me, please just let me know that you can hear me. And hopefully I'll have this back up and running in a second here. Okay, good. Excellent, excellent. Yep, that's what happens. Battery died. We're plugged in. It'll be good to go in a second. All right. All right, I'm going to shut this thing on mute again, and I'll be back on in 1 second. Here we go. There we go. Better. Let's get the Bluetooth going. All right. Back at her. All right, so hair is good. You can kind of close the door on that. I'm gonna, looks like I maybe went a little bit too heavy on that part. There we go. And actually, there's a couple spots here I can see that I didn't do very nicely, so I'm gonna go back in and do those real quick. There's a few spots down here. I want to make sure that I got all my spots covered, even though most of it's going to be not visible, but better safe than sorry. Got that. There's a little bit there that might get shown. My biggest worry with this guy is when the cape is on, I worry that the hair is going to rub on the cape. But I also made it so I didn't have to paint the cape. I just took a black cape, and I'm not going to paint it. I did some detail work on it, but it's on the back side, and although it may rub on there, but still, it's on the back. I did it so it's magnet, so you can see here's it's just kind of wrapped up right now, but so yeah, I did yellow with the gold. There's some magnets on the back. Oh, actually they're covered up, but the magnets attached to the back of Mandarin's body, so it can just pop right off. Cool, that's good. I'm gonna hit that little mustache here too. Ah, damn, my finger slipped. Matchu Toy says, gotta go to bed. Thanks for the stream, Matchu. Later. See you tomorrow, man. On your stream, obviously. Watch Matchu Toy on Kevin's Toying Around show tomorrow. He's there. I'll be there also, watching. We're not the same person. Oh, whoops. Whoops. That was a mistake. Oh, but it worked. If I would have already started painting that and just did that, that would have been a huge fucking mess. So I'm glad that I got to do that on camera for all of you guys. There we go. I should really be wearing my glasses. Let's put those hogs back on. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited to start redoing my shelves. I think I've been talking about redoing them since I started doing WIP Wednesday Live, which was the beginning of January. So it's been a minute. I originally planned to do it in the fall, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to get through a couple more customs before I shift gears. So I worked through until February, and then I said I was going to do it in March, and now it's June. And I still haven't started, so probably should get on that. Because the sad part is, whatever doesn't get done while I'm doing it this time is just going to sit in a bin until next year, and I have to do it again. Because I only get to do it once a year. There's too many figures to be able to stay on top of, unfortunately. That being said, I am trying to thin out what I'm collecting a bit. Like, I'm trying to put collections to sleep, so instead of continuously buying more for it, saying, all right, what do I need still for this? I've done that with Star Wars shelves. I'm looking at it for my NECA Toon Turtles. The problem with the NECA Toon Turtles is they make stuff that looks so cool. Like, did you guys see that mutated 4-pack for Comic-Con that they're doing? Sweet Lord, that thing looks fucking crazy. It looks so good. I don't have a place for any of it. Nothing. None of it. But good Lord, it is very hard to turn that down because all I want to do is buy it. That little Hamato Yoshi with the 4 turtles in the little jar, like, that's so cool. And then Baxter Stockman comes with 4 little turtles also, and you can scoop them up in a little net. It's crazy, man. I love it. Oh, that is not what I wanted. I opened the wrong thing. Actually, I will need that next, but I'm going to give Mandarin's eyes a little black wash here so I can start that process as well. I also need to do his eyebrows, which I don't love doing. It's another thing I'm not a big fan of. Ooh, went a little too heavy on that. The other thing that's good about doing the black eye wash is it really helps identify where the eye is. Sometimes you get those sculpts that are a little bit softer and you don't really, it's hard to identify after some paint on it where the eyes are. Okay. These ones will unfortunately need some touch-ups. I made a mess. Again, that is not a surprise for me. I generally make a mess with eyes, and usually they're not a one attempt and I'm finished. These are usually something that require a couple attempts for me. I'm not the best with eyes. Not my strong suit. But I have been getting better. So at least there's that. Okay. Ooh, what a fucking mess. I made a huge mess of that. Alright, I gotta fix that. I can't leave that. If I can fix it. I don't even know if I can. I might even actually repaint that whole section of the face. So right now I'm just trying to rub off the mistakes I just made. And looks like it mostly came out. Nothing a little bit of shading can't fix, I don't think. I have to let those fully dry before I try to put a black wash on it again. And I actually just think I need it on one of them. The other one looks like it's okay. Okay, well, you know, that's life. Collector Express says, I need to redo several of my shelves as well. I need to build some more as well. I wish I had more space, man. I have this grand idea for like more space, but I feel like the wife is not on board. Which, come on, why? Let's get more frustrated. Up next, we're gonna do Siryn's white part of her eye, whatever that's called, the white part. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but that's where I'm at with Siryn. I will fix the teeth eventually too up on the front here, but let's just see if I can make it look a little bit more presentable. Nice. Cool, that actually worked out pretty good. All right, now I tend to use my nail a lot when I'm painting. So again, this doesn't have to be perfect at this point either. I ultimately end up having to go back in and touch up a lot of stuff anyway. It's not the end of the world if it's not perfect. I mean, obviously, if I can get it perfect, that's best case scenario, but not totally required at this point. Ooh, man, I am off my game tonight. Cool. So I'm gonna probably have to redo that one. Like really off my game. Holy fuck. Unfortunately, I lost all of my black wash on that, so I'm gonna have to redo that eye. All right, we'll take a break from that because I'm gonna get frustrated if I don't. Eyes are like level 10 frustration for me. Go back to Arama said, I dust proof my Morlet indoors this week. It worked really well. How did you do that? I need to do that. I was going to get some silicone liner that they put underneath like a shower door and try to like glue it into place to stop it. But I'm curious what you did. If you let me know, that'd be great. Or even send me a couple pics. Yes, that's where I also saw this. Collector Express says that I'm hoping the eye decal sheets I fixed up turns out well. My eyes and hands aren't as good as they used to be. Yeah, so Collector Express, I saw on I think I saw on Facebook probably actually, but one of the Facebook groups. He did like a page full of different eyes and eyebrows and stuff like that, water slides, and they look really good. So that's cool, man. I'm hoping this will be the last coat I have to put on these rings. I do have to touch up a few spots, though. I did slop. This gold is pretty good. I don't really have to worry about watering it down too much. It's pretty liquidy as it is. This is taken already. I think this is the 5th or 6th coat. I unfortunately watered down this gold a lot when I first started using it. And yeah, so it takes quite a few coats to get it to the point where it's looking good and it's popping. Because of the rings, I told my buddy that I wasn't going to do an alternate set of hands for him. I almost always do alt hands, almost always. But I don't want to sculpt rings on 2 sets of hands. Doesn't appeal to me in any capacity. So I told my friend, sorry, but you only get 1 set of hands. He was mostly good with it. I'm giving him a great deal on it, so. All because it's something I actually wanted to make. Cool and cool. 1 down, 1 to go. That should be the last coat too, so I can clean up. Oh, I should probably do the colors before I clean them up, actually, just in case I slop that too. I seem to be having a night, so don't want to celebrate my victories too early. Good stuff. This one's a lot easier because the rings are all connected. Or because he's making a fist, not because they're actually connected. Cool and cool. Did I do this? I don't think I did this one. Oh wait, yes I did. Beauty. Interesting. Quebec Diorama says, I used a sponge rubber foam tape. I might message you after. I think I have you on Instagram. I'm pretty sure I do. Pretty sure I think we've bought or traded or something once before. I just remember having conversations with you. But yeah, I'm curious to see some pictures if you were willing to send some. I'm going to do the inside of the nose before I visit those eyes again because I'm going to get annoyed. What color should we do the inside of the mouth? Probably this. No, probably something more pink. This is pink, not this. How about this? No, just kidding. That's too pink. This should do. Yes, that's right. Quebec says you bought my Super Scroll. That is correct. You gave me a good deal on it too. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna do the inside of the mouth with this pink, and then hopefully some of that black will come through. I did put it on pretty heavy, so. Looks like it's going to, so that's good. Nice and nice. Oh, I just made a mess. That's okay. It's an easy fix. I just got a little bit of pink on the teeth, which I just got off. Cool, that's already looking better. But it's going to need another coat or two, so we'll let that sit over here for a 5. Oh, I didn't do the black on the collar. I should do that too. Okay, what to do with these eyes? I need to start by getting them back where they actually belong. So right now my eyes are out of the sculpt, my paint. And before I keep moving, I need to fix that, because if I don't, it's going to throw everything off. It's going to throw the shape of it off. It's going to throw me off. I can't have that. So I'm going to go in very finely. Sorry for the lack of comments here. Just need to. I think something might be dropping on online. Some kind of product. My friend group is going off. And I thought I heard somebody say, "I don't need it," but. Ooh, I got a mess of that. Jesus Christ. Guys, I'm not at my best for my paints tonight. Good thing I'm live streaming. I should probably get a lighter skin tone to offset here. Fucking paints are always getting us. I buy these every once in a while. They're called, what are they called? The Army Painter. I love their primers, but I don't love their paints so much. There we go. Well, it's not my best work, I'll say that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the trim because it annoys me less than the eyes. Should I try to do the eyes on Mandarin again? I feel like probably no, but here we are. We're gonna do it. I think it's also time I get a new paper towel. That is pretty dirty. Next up. Oh, shit. All right, let's see if we can get some better luck this time. This is the eye that is the bad one. There we go. Cool. Good. That's good enough. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. And I would really like to get oh, it actually worked. Holy shit. I like it. That part's okay. Nice, nice. Okay, I can handle that. Oh, look at this guy. He's got all the answers. Collector Express says, oh, I didn't think about this until several episodes in doing my stream. I ended up turning the camera facing my work area upside down where my hands are at the bottom of the screen. That's a good idea. I wonder how much of a hassle that would be to just do. Whoop. Oh, probably more than I'd like it to be at this point. Okay, guys, we're going for a ride. Let's see what happens. Man, you got the answers for everything, don't you? Sorry for the shakes, guys. Let me just see. Is this good? Yeah, I think it's pretty good-ish. Oh, nope. Too far. Thanks for the idea. It's not perfect, but it'll work. There we go. Okay. Collector Express says I'm just old. Yeah, well, you figured it out, so that's good. That's a good idea. So now it does make more sense because then I can be like, this is what I'm doing, and you can see it. Okay, let's put this away. I'm gonna do another coat on that tongue while I have this pink paint open here. Again, this pink paint is also pretty watered down from many years of airbrushing. Okay, what to do? Let's do more black. I gotta cut in that trim. That's what we'll do next. Let's get rid of that. I'll close up that pink. I have to keep watching to make sure my hands aren't full of paint so I don't make a mess. Let's move this over here. Okie dokie. I may have to be quiet for this just because I'd like to not make a mistake here if I can. If I can get this without making a mistake, I would be extremely happy. Then I don't have to try to color match that green again. It's not going to be an easy one. Yeah, I made so much progress on this weekend. It was awesome. I was in the zone. I love when I'm in the zone. It doesn't happen as often as I'd like it to these days, but when it does, oh buddy, it is glorious. What did you guys think of that Thor trailer that we got the other day? It looks pretty fun, right? I personally am a Thor fan. Sorry, not in the comics. I'm a MCU Thor fan. And Taika really made Thor work for me, so I'm excited to see what he does again this time. I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo. Shit. Probably gonna have to fix that. That's a bummer. All right. Oh, so close. I hate fucking doing line work. Where's New Collector when you need him? You know? This is my buddy New Collector's jam. He loves line work. Actually, I shouldn't say that. He probably doesn't love it, but he's fucking good at it. Cool. Oh my god, it's good. Stop going over shit. I always do that. I always go over stuff that doesn't need it, and that's where I usually screw up. Okay, I already did one coat, but now I'm going to do another for no reason. Doesn't need it. And I would say 9 out of 10 times that's where I fuck up. All right. Okay. There we go. I need to find my string for these glasses to keep them on my head. They keep sliding off my head. Cool. should probably do the collar up here too. All right. Cool. That looks goodish. Oh, I see some chats about Thor, so let me check that in 1 second. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Thor, to be honest. I'm curious to see where the story's going to take him, and I really hope that he's one of the ones that sticks around for a while because I do like him as Thor. Even if he wasn't interacting with everybody as much, like if he was just like kind of off doing his own thing, I'd be good with that. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean up a few spots there, but not too bad. Let's see what we got. Oh no! I did this once. Collector Express says on the stream before last, I spilled brush cleaner all over my cutting mat near the end. Oh, that sucks. It pulls off all of your grid and your numbers and everything. Fuck, and it just leaves a huge fucking mess. That sucks, dude. What a bummer. Marcus E says it looked good. The flick was perfection. Yeah, man, that was funny. Looks good. I'm curious to see what they do with Zeus and all of them. I feel like in my mind that they're just going to be around for a minute, and then I feel like Christian Bale's character is just going to like slaughter everybody. That's what I feel like is going to happen. Quebec Diorama said Christian Bale looks great in the trailer. Yeah, he really does. Way better than the Marvel Legends figure. So, Collector Express's new collector definitely has a knack for that. Probably because he's a robot. Probably because he's a robot to be able to pump out so many great customs. I know he always does. He's slowed down a lot lately, but I think it's just because he has nothing to do and less because he doesn't want to customize. I think he's just like he's got too much going on. So, and Collector Express says he definitely seems to have fun playing the character Thor. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, I agree. So, I hope he sticks around. But I guess we'll see what happens with this. So, I feel like they could just retire. I feel like we're at the point with a lot of those characters where like they don't have to kill them off, or even just you just need to finish the storyline they're currently in, and then you could just let them sit vacant for a while. Like at this point, we're not going to see every hero every single time. That's going to get exhausting. All right. I'm going to do a bit more with this black. Do another coat on the torso here. I'm not going to cut in deep again, but I am going to still get that part. I'm not going to I can get most of it with this brush. So. Nice. And just for the sake of going over it all again, and now I'm just going over it all kind of just loosely. I should probably make sure that that's all done too. I'm going to forget. Need a little bit more water. It's a little too thick right now. Even the mistake I made on the back here is not really super noticeable. It is a bit, but it's not that bad. Like, I should be able to fix it pretty easy. Okay, get close. There we go. Gasp. I just made a boo-boo. Oh, did I make another one? Looks like I made two and didn't notice the other one. That's okay. I think I can get most of it off. Okay, I think I got most of it off. Good. Marcus Yee says, I really want to see Gore's impact go beyond the Asgardians, Olympians, and cosmic beings. Like, how does his mission affect the Egyptian gods from Moon Knight or Bast from Black Panther? That would be amazing. That would be so cool if we got to see that. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? I wonder if they're going to kind of treat him like they treat Morlun in this comic books for the Spider-Man and Spider-Verse stuff, where he was like feeding on spiders from different alternate realities because he needed that to like keep his power. I wonder if they're going to do something like that, where he's like just constantly feeding on God energy. That would be pretty cool if they did. I'm going to try to do this collar a little bit thicker. You won't be able to see the inside, but that's okay. Okay. Pretty excited next week. My wife is out of town for the week, so I'm going to have quite a bit of extra time to work on either customs or shelves, which is most likely going to be shelves. I'm very excited about it. All right, I gotta fix, it's really sloppy. Oh, so close. Oh my God, I got it. Nice. I got it. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Pretty close to being done. I have a few little things I have to touch up, but I'm going to go back to something I haven't done yet tonight. But it's something that I started the other day and I put a couple coats on and then forgot about, which is the backs of the legs. So the way I did the legs, I accidentally forgot to stop it from. I wanted to kind of cut the yellow off, like where the upper leg kind of starts. Oh shit! I'm not doing the black on the upper legs either. Good lord! I have to fix that too. I'm gonna do a quick tidy up on this green. Actually, that's not the green I want to use. I shouldn't be using that. I should be using my lighter green. We got more Thor talk. Marcus U says, I hope so. I haven't read the storyline with Gore, but there's a lot of potential of a large-scaled event. Cool. I'm down with that. And he said, have you seen the set photos for Blue Beetle or full flash suit displayed? I don't DC much, so I haven't. I did see Blue Beetle pictures today. It's not a character I'm super familiar with, but I did see it and I thought it looked really cool. I also thought I read that Blue Beetle was going to be played by Jason Sudeikis, but then I saw the Blue Beetle guy's mask was off and that was not Jason Sudeikis, and I was like, oh, maybe I heard wrong. I thought I heard that, but maybe that was just like a rumor or something. But yeah, pretty cool. I liked how the Blue Beetle costume looked. It looked really sweet. So I'm going to do some black on those legs before I forget. Forgot that he has black. And I think technically I should have them on the upper thighs too, but I just don't think I need to do it because I feel like you're never going to see it. Like, you won't. I'm not doing it. You won't ever see it. So. Jason Sudeikis was rumored for Ted Kord, but I heard it was debunked. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm assuming Ted Kord is Blue Beetle, or is that somebody different? I just recently watched. So I do a podcast on Friday nights with my best friend called Moose Milk Media. It's for Canadian, so we called it Moose Milk. But and because we usually our topics are usually Disney Plus related, but with the last 2 weeks having nothing to watch, we decided the first week we decided to watch something both of us had like a classic that both of us had never seen before. And like, it's hard to find stuff like that with Ryan because like he is a huge movie, like he's a cinephile, so like he's seen majority of stuff. So he's seen a majority of the things that are kind of out there, especially like anything really pop culture heavy. He generally has seen it. So the first week we both watched Indiana Jones because neither of us had ever seen that before, and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and both of us didn't love it. And then the second week we both picked a movie for each other that the other hadn't seen, which again, for me, was very difficult because he has seen everything. So I went with Toy Story 4 because out of the list I sent him, there was only like 2 things he hadn't seen, and that was the one that felt like the better thing to discuss. And then I watched Wonder Woman for the first time, and I fucking loved it. I thought it was so good. And it kind of made me upset that my DC hater status stopped me from watching this sooner because it was so fucking good. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I've been warned that 1984 or Wonder Woman 84 or whatever it was called, the next one, was less good, but I think I might still end up watching it. Just so I can be like, what the fuck was that? So yeah. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. And the other DC movie that I watched recently that I really loved was Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad, the new one, James Gunn one. It was very, very well done. I'm just going over all this with, I just dipped my paintbrush in a little bit of water. And we'll just make sure that it's all nice and clean. Man, this design is insane. Hunter green and yellow with black. Ridiculous. What do we got? Marcus E says Zolo Miraduna. I definitely said that wrong. Is playing Jamie Reyes, the third Blue Beetle. He's known from Cobra Kai, and I've heard it's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I never saw Cobra Kai either. I was never a big what's that show called that came from? Whatever that show came from. I can't remember what it is. Karate Kid. I was never huge on that. Ted was the second Blue Beetle. Okay. There we go. And Collector Express says, what gold did you use? I need some for hard case. So the gold on Mandarin's body, the rings are like a gold. So, you know, it's, I don't know if you can see it that well though. And I use a P3, what is this called? Solid gold P3. It's nice. It gives like a nice, like it's like a rich gold. What I used for Mandarin was actually not a gold. It was Turbo Dork Pucker. It's like a metallic yellow. Oops, I'm used to doing it the other way. It's good. It works really, really nice. Coverage is awesome on it. You have to water it down a little bit. It's a little bit chunky, but it's good. It works well. I've been getting a lot of emails lately to do commissions. And I hate saying no to people. I'm saying no to people, but I hate saying no to people. I'm telling everybody hopefully they can get back to me next year and I can hopefully help them out. Next year will be the year when I finally open up to doing more commissions. I'm going to really put a lot of focus into trying to do more commissions next year. So that's the hope anyways. Okay. Cool. I'm glad I picked those up to look at the knees, so that way I was like, oh shit, I have to paint these. I should be painting these. All right. I definitely don't want to muck up the yellow paint in the knee joints here. That would be a bad time. There we go. All right. Getting closer. I still have to finish these too. I've been working on these for the last couple weeks as well, or maybe the last week. These are the blue Zeo Ranger batons or tompas. My buddy Stranded Custom sent me a bunch of them. He sent me like 6 of them. So actually sent me 8, but one of them was broken, so six. So 3 pairs. So I painted all 3 of them, and I'm gonna just sell off the other ones. So okay, I think it's time to do some dry brushing on Mandarin, on his hair. Maybe I should do his eyes. Should I revisit the eyes now? Maybe it's time. Let's do it. Let's see how frustrated I can get here. So we're approaching the 2-hour mark, so I'm probably going to go for a little bit longer and then I'll stop. But yeah, in the next few days, I should be posting finished pictures of both the Siryn head and Mandarin, so be on the lookout. All right. Start with the eyes here. Wow, that's a surprisingly good eye. Oh, okay, don't lose it now. Come on, you're doing good. You're doing good here. Gotta pep talk myself here. That looks pretty good to me. Ooh. 1 down. And that's only the first coat. So it's still not safe, but it's a good start. Nice. Good. That's a good starting point. Oh shit, keep. One day I'm gonna buy that awesome camera that all the enablers bought. Then you're gonna be able to see everything I'm working on. It's gonna be wonderful. One day. Let's do feeling good about those. So I'm gonna try my hand at Mandarin's eyes here before I start dry brushing his hair. And I totally fucking botched these eyes. Like I just fucking ruined them. So that part sucks. But I mean, at least that worked. Holy shit, that actually worked. Cool. Didn't expect that to work. Nice. Guys, it worked. Oops. Okay. Good. I'm good. Siryn, what color lipstick should I give her? She have like darker lips, I think. What color does the actual figure have? I see. I don't have the actual figure. My phone won't identify my face when I'm wearing the glasses. That's Secret Santa Summer Swap. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. What am I looking for? I came on here not to go on Instagram. What did I come on here to do? Oh, look at Siryn's figure. Siryn Marvel Legend. What color? Does she even have lipstick? I can't believe they didn't give her. That's kind of what we're dealing with. Oops. Ooh. There you go. So, she kind of has like magenta kind of color, this kind of color. So I'm gonna do that. Glasses back on. Let me take a sip. All right. Let's do some lips. This should help the mouth look a little less wonky. Ooh, that did. A little sloppy. Let's clean that up. It's the theme of the evening. Yikes. Ooh, she kind of looks like I botched her Botox or her lip injections. Okay, not horrible, but not my best, but also not horrible. I mean, at least she's starting to look less demonic, which is good. Dr. Express says her face looks different in person. She looks older in comparison to product images. That's the hard thing with those printed on faces, eh? You never really know. It's hard to get like a really, until you get them in hand, you don't really get a super good vibe for how they look. And for hair, eyebrows, what do we got? Pretty much matches the hair. So I'll do this. I'm gonna try to do the eyebrows, even though I think I'll get angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. I usually struggle with eyebrows a lot, too. I could do like the super skinny, thin eyebrows because she's from the 90s. There are a couple spots on the eyes, around the eyes, I'm going to have to fix because I made them not very nice. Cool. That looks okay-ish. All right, time we got. We're doing this in 2 hours and 10-ish minutes. Let's dry brush some blue highlights here. So I'm kind of gonna do this like shadowy, like grayish black, bluish grayish black for my Mandarin hair. I'm gonna go back to using a bristle brush for, or I guess they're all bristle brushes, but instead of my my dry brushing brushes. And I want this to be very subtle. I basically want this to kick down the black hair. It's very, very bold right now. So adding some blue dry brushing in here should help take it down a notch. I would like to be able to do it on the goatee too, but I'm afraid I'm gonna cause some damage. Just looking at it under the maybe a little bit more. All right, there we go. That's good. Now I'm gonna go over the goatee part here. Finer brush. There we go. Cool. That looks mostly good. It mostly just needs to be on the surface. I don't need to get right down into the skin because the dry brushing is supposed to catch the details, so I don't need to be doing any of that. Uh-oh. Guys, I have to go and deal with my dog, so I'm going to put this down for a minute, and I'm going to come right back. Feel free to leave. We're almost finished, but I just don't want my wife to have to deal with it. She has to get up really soon, so I'm going to put my earpiece here too. Oh. All right, we back. Thanks for sticking around, if you still did. I gotta clean this off. I'm almost out of this brush cleaner. I bought this off Amazon, and it's so It works so well. I love it. It's called the Master Brush Cleaner. You basically just dip your brush in water and then kind of rub it on. It's almost like a little bar of soap for your brushes, but it gets them very clean. I mean, I also just use the Windsor brush cleaner too, but this is like less abrasive. I always worry when I'm handling that stuff. I always worry about exactly what happened to Collector Express when he spilled it on his cutting mat, and it just fucking makes a huge fucking disaster. Okay, back to eyes. Not my favorite, but I'm gonna do it. Okay. I'm gonna just quickly look up Siryn's eyes. So she has green eyes. The figure does anyways, so we're gonna roll with that. And Mandarin, I think I'm gonna make Mandarin's eyes green anyway. But I'd like them to be like something crazy, like neon green. That would be cool. Since we're not doing his skin neon green, it would be cool to do his eyes neon green. Need more of this. And glasses back on. Get my fine brush. I can't believe that I managed to get those eyes so good. I was definitely worried after I did that first. Okay. Moment of truth, guys. Let's see if I can do it again. Not bad. Not bad. Mm-hmm. There we go. Cool. That's a good. I should try to do his eyebrows too, since I got everything I need out here to do it. God damn it. I got it looking good, and then I back brush stroked and fucking messed it up. Okay, I'll have to go back in and fix that, but it's not the end of the world. It's minor. Got that. That. Oh. Honestly, eyebrows can make or break a figure. It's like if the eyebrows don't match the look you're going for, then it softens everything up in a big way. Like that just happened. not to fix that. So one is way too long and the other is way too short. So, but I guess in fairness, I didn't bring this all the way down to the bottom, so maybe doing that will help. Ooh. I'm gonna need to reshape those in a pretty big way. Okay. And since I have it out, let's do one more thing here. We'll do this, and then I'm gonna try to do the eyes before but if I fail, it'll be such a bummer way to finish, but that's okay. The pressure's on. I'm gonna do one more coat of this black on the legs. Okay. Good. All right. Cool. One down. Next one. Okay. I'm gonna have to go in with a finer brush and get every little spot on that where the knee joint goes in. There's a couple spots I can't get with this brush. It's too thick. There we go. Cool. Okie dokie. That's good. And then let's do one more shot on the eyes here before we wrap it up. And yeah, so I got pretty far on this. I didn't finish, but that's okay. I should be able to finish by the end of the night, which is good. Siryn, we're going to give her these brighter green, not the neon green, but the bright green. Okay, come on, let's not fuck this up. Unfortunately, this green is too watered down to cover black, so I'm gonna have to do a second coat. But my first coat is done, and it looks mostly good. It looks weird with the bald head, and I'm not gonna lie, her lips look like the dentist doll from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Not the greatest. I'm gonna fix those lips. Into me's noob. Into me noob. Me's noob. Fuck, I can't say it. What are we working on? Well, sir, we're working on the same thing we've been working on the last couple weeks. We're still working on Mandarin. Of course, this isn't Mandarin. I am working on this. This is Siryn. I'm working on an alternate head for her since the Hasbro team didn't give us the yelling head to showcase her powers. I am doing one for myself. So I am using a Maven Collectibles alternate head. I don't know if they all came with this or not, but the female figures came with a bunch of heads and hands, and I don't know if they just had like a bunch of extras after they had fulfilled all their pre-orders. But I bought a set of heads and hands from Maven Collectibles on eBay. I can't remember how long ago. It was a minute ago though. And yeah, they happen to have this screaming head in it, so it fits the Shriek body, which is what the Siryn we're getting is built on. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna make an alternate head, so by the time it gets here, I have one waiting. There we go. Using that Shriek Buck. Yeah, so I just use the Shriek Buck for so I can make sure it actually fit properly onto the body. So once I knew that it would, it was a bit better. I have to clean up a few spots on that face. Fuck, I don't know how I'm gonna do that without it being glaringly obvious that I just painted over it. All right, I'm gonna try to do one more thing before I go. Yes, correct. Just doing the head. The only reason it's on the Shriek body is so that way I could just make sure that it actually worked with what I was using it for. So once I get the actual figure, I'll be using that. But until then. All right. This is going to be the last thing I do tonight, guys. I'm going to do these neon green eyes on Mandarin here. So because we decided not to do please hold. Because we decided not to do green skin, I'm trying to incorporate the green elsewhere. So I figured I would do green eyes, neon green eyes. And then instead of doing green skin, we're going to do green veins going up his arms and onto his hands and into his neck. The fact of the matter is, the person I made this for just didn't want the green skin. He doesn't like the aesthetic, which I was fine with. It was the armor that I was wanting to do on this the most. So yeah, cool. Green eyes. Ooh, Entome's Noob said, I'm trying to find pics of customs using the Crowbuck for inspiration. Go and check out Captain Snink, SNIKT on Instagram, Joe Ward. he used that body for a Carnage figure, a movie Carnage, and it looked fucking great. It looked really good. So I would say maybe check that out. Might be worth it. Okay, I have to still do skin tone stuff, which is not my fave. So I'm not going to do that live because it's just asking for trouble. All right, let's wrap this up. Oh, I didn't do this back. Let's put my my light back on me. There we are. All right. So, guys, I'm not. Oh, I see what's happening here. Switch cameras on me. There we go. Okay. So thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Thank you to all the regulars who are here chatting away. I really appreciate it. It definitely makes the time fly by. So thank you guys. Thanks to everybody who's a regular. There's a good 5 or 6 of you now, which is very nice. What do we got? Next week, as I said earlier, there is a chance. So I won't be doing a WIP Wednesday next week because I don't have anything to WIP. These are the last 2 projects that I have on my table before I switch focus for a good month and a half to doing my displays. Each one of these shelves takes me about 6 to 8 hours. And I have 17 shelves, so there's a lot. They all need to be emptied, dusted. I have to adjust my lighting. I'm changing my lighting setup in there, and I'm going to try to dust proof it. And yeah, there's still a lot of figures I need to fit in there. So that's going to be the focus for the next month. So, I'll probably be switching the live Wednesdays to that. I'm calling it Shelf Shuffle. And I will basically be sharing that on Wednesdays when I can. So like I said, there are certain shelves I won't be able to share. Those ones way up top, I can't really share. I can't get a camera up there clear enough that you guys can join me, and I won't really be able to interact with anybody because I'll be up in the sky. The other ones I can't really do are the ones down on the bottom there. Oops. Whoop. Oh my God, these ones. So weird. They're just too low, and I can't do it. I can barely do it. I end up just breathing really heavy and being uncomfortable. It'll basically be like watching me be fat on camera. So we'll skip those ones too. But we're going to try to get some of those in between shelves. And like I said, one session is really, you won't even get to see a full shelf get completed, but maybe you'll get a couple laughs out of it. And, be able to chuckle at my frustrations. So, but yeah, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. So when I post new videos, I'm working on another video. I'm trying to not make it another 5 weeks, 6 weeks before you get another one. I'm trying to stay on top of it. So we'll see how that goes. And then, so next week there may be a live stream. There maybe won't be. Just keep your eyes peeled on my Instagram and I'll keep you in the loop. And the following week, I will not be live. That is the 8th, I believe. I will be traveling that day, so I won't be able to do a live stream. I will resume June 15th. So yeah, we will see you guys potentially next week, but if not, June 15th. So thank you again. Hit that like, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Be safe.